Welcome, my lovely light, to your spring equinox yoga practice. Spring is here. It's time for us to awaken, to plant, to seed what we want to grow. This is going to be an invigorating, energizing practice. Come with an open heart and an open mind, and together, let us do this. Welcome to Yoga Bliss with Shelly, lovely lights, and I'm Shelly. Join me on your mat in a child's pose. So you can bring big toes, kissing big toes, sink the sit bones back, going for that extended child's pose with the arms lengthened long. Bring the third eye or the forehead to the mat, and I really want you to just show up, land in a shape that feels good for you. Maybe it's a little untraditional. You can curl the toes and just settle in. Really awaken the wide open hands flat onto the earth here. And imagining yourself here as a seed, and spring is on the rise. It was just spring equinox, and it's been winter, and it's been cold and windy and snowy where I live. We actually got a 3-foot snowstorm a week ago today, and now it's time to plant the seeds of what you want to grow. So join me in a big, expansive breath into the back of your heart, growing your heart center. Exhale. Allow an audible sound to come out of the mouth. Big breath floats the back of the heart up. Exhale, sigh of relief on the exhale. And in this moment, planting the seeds of gratitude and saying, I am grateful, I am grateful, I am grateful. Awakening the hands, drawing the hands underneath the shoulders, pressing into the earth here, and wide open, flat hands here. Toes can be posted up or down, pressing the earth away for a lovely, lovely cat pose. Exhale, let the navel sink away. Tapping into the spine and noticing where you're holding any tension or stress, and really allowing yourself to notice, what have we been planting this winter? If you're anything like me, I can be a definite recluse. I've been forcing myself to go outside and get walks because the winter can be a time where we're even depleted of vitamin D, which is that beautiful nutrients that we get from the sun. And checking in with that spine and tapping into what is it that you want to plant in your metaphorical garden this spring. What do you want to bring into your life? And I always say it's good to start with your struggles and whatever you're struggling with. If it's your emotional health, your mental health, your physical health, and it's setting the intention to bring change. Exhale. Good. Sinking back into the sit bones, allowing the arms to lengthen long here. Coming forward here for a playful or happy puppy here. Arms lengthen long here. A little bit of a malfunction of the sound system, but that's okay, nothing we can't handle. Lengthening the arms long here, and then you kind of want to set back on the sit bones, stretching. And melt once again that forehead to the earth and just surrender. This can be a very deep stretch, so bringing the forehead off of the earth can be better. And remember that we're all different in our practice, and wherever you are, meet yourself where you are. And I have blocks over here, and I recommend at any point, if you ever need blocks, use those. Press it back, and then inhale, hug through the inner thighs, coming to the belly, and bringing the hands underneath of the shoulder blades. Inhale, hug the ribs together, knit the ribs together, draw the booty butt together here for a Bhujangasana, a mini Cobra pose here. Exhale, sink the forehead down to the earth. Inhale, raise the forehead up. Exhale as you sink down. And in this spring practice, I want you to just spring your breath up. You can imagine whatever you want. Don't imagine a flower or an actual spring as you spring it up. Press it down. Wonderful work. Really tighten up through the body, posting up here on through the hind feet, pushing yourself up and back. You can go into a tabletop first variation or pushing yourself up to a plank, all the way back down to a downward facing dog. Really extend the hands, wide open starfish hands onto the earth here. If you have wider shoulders like me, you can move the pinkies off of the mat here, pedaling out the heels. You can bend one leg, lengthen one long peak under one side, center. Invite a springy breath. And I want you to smile, because to me, spring embodies rebirth, a chance to be reborn again. And I know sometimes we can get down in the dumps in the winter and we can feel isolated because we do it to ourselves. Beautiful work. One foot plants into the earth, other foot rises up, up high to the sky. Heel comes towards the opposite side, opens up here. Big breath, reaches in. Press the earth away here. Inhale, hug, hug, hug. Bring the knee in towards the nose. Exhale, press it long and strong, three-legged dog. Inhale, two more of those. Drive the heel up towards the sit bones. Push it long and strong. Inhale, hug, hug for 3, 2, 1. Step it forward, easier said than done. If it is hard for you to get here, you can do one of these walk, walk, walk here. Blocks can be your friend here. Blocks don't make you less of a yogi. I've had to come to this awareness that blocks are our friend. If you have harder floors, I recommend that you can put a pillow or a blanket underneath of that knee and on the bottom here. So as you come forward, you can allow that front heel to lift off of the earth and scooping the heart, scooping the body forward here. Exhale, sink it back. And then walking the toes a little bit off of the mat at a 45-degree angle and coming forward here. Big breath comes into the body. And what is it that you want to plant this season? I think of gratitude and abundance. In the summer, my kids are off of school and spending time with my family and really being present in my life. Seeing my business flourishing. What is it that you want to bring? What good is it? Manifesting money. From here, inhale, hug through the sit bones. Hand on the right side, if you're mirroring me, reaches down. Opposite hand comes to the opposite thigh here. You can be up on the block or you can come down to the earth. Inhale, shoulder stacks over shoulder. Big breath comes in. Exhale, threading that through here. A little bit of an awkward threading of the needle. Inhale, raise it up, 3 of those. I want you to make these mindful movements. Bring it down. Inhale, raise it up, up, up. Now make a circle with the opposite arm. Bring it up, around. And if you're having any mobility issues in the shoulder girdle, in your shoulder, take it slow. I teach a gentle yoga class once a week, and my average student is about a 65-year-old woman to an 80-year-old woman, anywhere from a 22-year-old. I even have my daughter who's 14. So take it slow and meet back at center, and now go the opposite direction. And can you make a grand, beautiful, big movement that comes around, slices around, big circles. Good. Exhale. Wonderful work. Hands meet back down at the mat. You can use the blocks here if that feels good for you. You can also move the blocks over. Wide open starfish hand presses that hind foot, posts up, coming in for a plank position, pushing yourself all the way up and back, downward facing dog. Pedal out the heels here. So opposite foot roots into the earth, while the opposite leg reaches high to the sky, 3-legged dog. Heel opens up on the opposite side, looking underneath of the shoulder. Really root that foot into the mat. And trying your best not to jam forward into the next thing. I know sometimes in my practice, I'm like, okay, Shelly, what's next? What's next? This is what's next. Mindful movement comes as that transition comes into the body. Knee reaches towards the nose. Heel drives into the chest. Exhale, sends it long and strong, 3-legged dog. 3 of these. So take these mindful. Press the earth away. Find your strength. Hug in through the belly. Drive the heel in. Press it away, long, long, long and strong. Inhale, hug, 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 and hold for 3, 2, 1. Step it forward. If you need help to walk it up, I'm not kidding you, my lovely. It has taken me years to be able to step forward. In fact, I think it took me about 6 or 7 years, and that is okay. You could reach down for those blocks. You don't have to have blocks, but they are a nice friend. You can also roll the mat over. This knee has been a little tricky for me. And so I always like to say, listen to your body, find that edge, that space. between too much and not enough. And rolling your mat over, it's not going to damage your mat. This is a really nice mat. I think it's called a Maduka, and it goes right back to its shape. So don't worry about hurting your mat. Your mat will survive, I promise you. Using that block, and just explore in your hips here, send it back. And even in a posture like this, really find strength. You can add as much resistance, body resistance, mind resistance as you want here. And when you drive back here, lovely stretch comes here, and then hug, hug, hug. Really squeeze through your booty muscles. Scoop forward, up, 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 and forward. Now just walking the toes off of the mat in a 45-degree angle here. Really scooping forward here. I love the blocks because you know what the blocks do? They bring the earth a little bit closer to you. And again, it doesn't make you a weakling. It's just a little bit of support if you need it. And it's nice to just add something different in. Big breath comes in. Exhales it away. Bringing that breath in. If you need to sink it back, good. And then you can kind of walk the toes a little bit back on the mat. So, right, the hand is going to reach underneath of where the knee is back. And then coming to the opposite side, twist, twist, twist. Hand reaches for the thigh. Scooping the hips forward here, reaching the heart up, up, up to the sky here. You can also swipe, bringing that hand, shoulder, stacks over shoulder here. And if you want to come down to the earth without the block, you may do so as well. And taking these mindful threading of the needles here. So arm reaches up high, and then it's a mindful through. So bring the weight into the belly. If you notice, so 3 of the threading of the needles, you cranking on your wrist, it's because the weight isn't distributed equally. So hug through the belly in your bottom, because your bottom in your belly can take the ease and that edge off. Bring it through. Good. Arm reaches up, shoulder circles. And you can also incorporate a little extra. And remember, you can get out of your practice what you bring to your practice. So years ago when I used to exercise or practice yoga, it was very mindless, which meant I was just kind of just showing up to do it. And now I'm more mindful, which means I'm present and I'm activating my muscles and I'm expanding. Pause at the center, reverse direction. And again, if you have any mobility issues in the shoulder, that's okay. You can definitely take a nice cactus arm or a bend in the arm. Breath floats you up, pushes it away. Good, bring it up. Pressing it away. One more full cycle. Brings it all the way down to the earth here. So you can meet yourself down at the bottom of the mat. I'm gonna step it up here, whoop, step it up. If you have the blocks, I like this horizontal direction. It gives you more of that sturdiness. Stepping back into a plank position, real hollowing through the front body. What do you want to seed for strength? I want to seed strength in my life. So pressing all the way back, downward dog to plank position. I want to seed and grow strength because many years, most of my life, I didn't feel like I was strong enough. I wasn't good enough. So I'm seeding strength. Let's affirm, I am strong. Push it back. And do you know how you can feel strong? Is by incorporating strengthening practices in your practice. Come forward. Good. Reach it on back. Come forward here and hold for 10, 9, I am strong. 8, I can do hard things by doing them. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Send it on back to downward facing dog. You can step, 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 or you can hop to the front of your mat, meeting yourself in a little bit of a package here. So I want you to take a moment to just hug, hold yourself in, bow your head, and just honor yourself in your journey and where you were in the winter and where you are now, and giving yourself gratitude and knowing that rebirth and change is inevitable and it's completely safe to change, that it's okay to be exactly where you are. Head bows forward. Big breath comes in, presses it away. Hands reach down for the blocks, sending the heels back. Bottom comes all the way back. Uttanasana, a forward fold. Blocks are lovely here because guess what? For me, this can be a huge pose of resistance. So just notice your tendencies. Notice heavy the head, heavy the arms, sway side to side here. And I want you to remember that yoga is a practice, just as life is, just as the spring change. It's not a perfect, and it's not a one size fits all. Inhale, raise, half flat back. So hands slide up the shins, find length in the spine, and just feel what it feels like to grow. So we were that seedling on the ground. Exhale, fold it forward. Feel how it feels to be small, and feel how it feels to grow. Exhale, fold it forward. Allow the breath to float you up. Heavy, heavy the head, heavy the arms. Inhale, floating the hands. Up, up, up to a Tadasana, to a mountain. Hands reach and grow high, high, high to the sky. Hands come to a Namaste Mudra. Beautiful work. From here, I'm gonna meet you at the front of my mat. Inhale. My mind is switching, I'm mirroring you. Left knee reaches up towards the body, rolling out the ankle. So 3 different variations for a tree pose here as you root the foot into the earth. First variation, right above the ankle. Second variation, between the knee and the ankle joint. Third variation is heel reaches up, up, up into the body, equally pressing the body in, the thigh into the foot. Just be leery, do not push or hook on the knee here. Inhale, arms float high to the sky. Grow yourself, really plant and seed yourself here. And notice that difference between when you were a seed and you were on the mat, and now you're growing and you're expanding with spring. Because I know it can be hard to admit that change is hard, but the seasons teach us, and spring is here to teach us that beauty and that organic transformation that happens within us. So can you find a little beautiful movement here? Lovely work, lovely lights. Heel drives back, back, back. I'm gonna come to my side. Arms airplane back for a warrior 3. Inhale, knee comes up to the chest. If you're feeling a little wobbly, it's okay. My leg is burning. Exhale, foot comes back. You can also post down here, airplane arms. If this is where you are, you can reach down for those blocks here for that warrior 3. There's many different variations. You can airplane arms back, or you can exhale, arms go long and strong. Find a drishti, a still visual point. Big breath comes in. Inhale, unhinge the heart, hug, hug, hug the knee up, and oh my gosh, shake it out. And get a little wiggly, a little weird with me. In this house, when someone says you're a weirdo, we'd say, oh, thank you for noticing. So wiggle with me side to side and freaking smile, because spring is here. My kids used to go to this Waldorf-inspired school. Opposite foot roots into the earth. Find that knee floating up to the chest. And they used to sing this song, spring is coming, all around is fair air. Shiver, quiver down the river, spring is everywhere. And then inhale that leg to the same spot of that tree variation. So I always think of that song, and it just reminds me of my babies, even though my kids are all so big. My daughter is 14. She has her first track meet today. My son Milo is 12, but he's almost 6 foot tall. And it's like, wow, change and growth is inevitable. And so what is it in you that you've been yearning or longing to change? I've been feeling this need to do something different. When I was a kid, I moved 49 times. I'm not kidding you. And so moving was just my thing, what I've done. And I'm feeling that I need something different. So I'm settled though. I'm in a beautiful house that we love for now, my now house. Inhale, find strength, use that drishti, hug that knee in, and then find that warrior variation that works for you. I'm gonna turn sideways because I have this wall behind me. So the warrior variation, you can be stepping back, you can hinge the hands down towards the earth or power through. Sometimes one side feels way more organic than the other. Arms airplane back. Inhale, hug, hug, hug the knee up to the chest. My calf is burning on fire. And if you fall out, it's okay. Come back, come back, come back, reset yourself up, regrow yourself, hug, hug, hug it in. Send that leg back. Find a variation that works good for you. Big breath comes in. Heart reaches towards the earth. Exhales. Good. Hands reach down, foot steps back, opposite foot steps back, plank position here. Hold, squeeze through the bottom for 10, 9. Plant the seeds of strength, compassion. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees float to the earth. Feet windshield wipe to the side. Your goal is to get on your butt. I used to always think in this pose, once you got to your butt, you had to do this like perfectly back pose. Well, guess what? If you need a grand old timber it back, hug the knees in towards the chest. Smile because spring is here. You can reach in for a variation of a happy baby. It can be at the ankles, the shins. It can be all the way at the toes. You can do a peace finger on the big toes. Turn it into a joyful baby because spring is such a joyful time, a chance to be born again. You can maybe bring one heel in, stretch one heel on the top. And here, what do you want to plant? I feel like as women, we're very hard on ourselves. I know personally I am, and my sister can be. And so can we plant self-kindness and compassion and the ability to love ourselves just as we are? Because often we're so stuck on the end point that we forget the miraculous masterpiece that is right before our eyes. Heels come in here, feet can draw down to the earth. Inhale, hug, hug, hug up through the body for a little bridge variation. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze through the belly. Exhale, sink the sit bones down. Inhale, hug, 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 draw up to the sky. Hold for 10, 9, draw the shoulder blades, and you can interlace the fingers together here, which is really awkward. Draw the heels and push, push, push the sit bones up. 5, 4, smile because you are worth smiling. 3, 2, 1. Hands unlace, and then doing a gentle windshield wiper side to side, planting the seeds of self-compassion and self-kindness. Good, side to side. Wonderful work. One last cycle on each side. And mindfully allowing one leg to lengthen long, opposite leg lengthens long. You can bring one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly for our final pose of surrender, our Shavasana. And join me for a moment in clenching and tightening and squeezing everything and feeling that stress and that strain that we all create, and then make yourself exhale and let go. Let's do 2 more of those. Inhale, hug, hug, hold everything. Feel that stress and that strain and let go. Last one. Feel it tight, tight, tight. Feel that stress and that strain and soften. Feel that. And remember, you have the power to relax, to soften through those stressful moments. Relaxing the feet and the toes, softening through the ankles, taking a gentle wave of relaxation that streams up through the thighs, relaxing, softening the sit bones, the bottom, softening the navel back towards the spine, allowing each vertebrae to relax, relaxing. And can you take a moment to just open through your heart? And I want you to imagine that there's a beautiful little seedling of your favorite flower at your heart. Is it a rose, a poppy, a peony, a daisy, a daffodil, whatever? What is your favorite flower? And I want you to gently see the process of you taking care of the seed and letting the sunshine shine and watering and maybe talking to it. And you would never yell at the seed and say, grow, 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 flower, grow. You would gently wait with kindness and compassion as your flower would bloom. And I want you to give yourself that same self-care, that same compassion that you would give that beautiful flower. And can you imagine like a really fast forward of this heart opening and this flower blooming at your heart center, and seeing and smiling and seeing that flower at full bloom in your heart? This metaphor refers to you allowing yourself to open your heart to love, to open your heart to healing, this beautiful spring. Breath comes in, floats away. Arms reach long, long, long like an arrow. Point, point, point the toes. Hug, hug, hug your knees into your chest. If your spine is bugging you and you need to stay on your back, you can here, or meet me and lay on a side. Take the underarm and cradle your head, hugging the body in, and repeat with me. I am willing to change. I am willing to change. I am willing to change. Smile because you are lovely. I am grateful to be alive. I am grateful to be alive. I am grateful to be alive. I love you. I love you. I love you. And hugging yourself in. And testing your center of gravity and closing your eyes and pushing yourself up to a seat, maybe catching that free little energy rush, meeting me in a seated position. And bringing one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. And breathe in a big breath that comes down through the throat, fills up through the heart, all the way into the belly. Mindful breath comes out. Allow this breath to rise the chest up. Expand the belly and let it go. Inhale, float yourself up with the breath. Exhale. This time, breathe love in for yourself. Exhale and allow love to fill up the space around you. Inhale, compassion in for yourself. Exhale, so compassion blankets around you. Inhale, strength. Exhale, strength. And bringing those arms across your body and just hugging yourself in and smiling and giving yourself freaking gratitude for showing up and gratitude for this changing season. And I truly hope that this season that you can allow that organic change to happen, and that even if resistance is arising, that it's gonna be okay. And bringing those palms, kissing palms to that lovely, beautiful heart center of yours. And the love and the light within me honors and acknowledges the love and the light within you. Namaste, my lovely light. So proud of you, and I truly hope that you can allow spring to unfold within you. And that might sound weird, like, how does spring unfold within me? We are creatures of nature, like we're so connected. And get outside, go for a walk, maybe plant something that you can watch grow. I actually make sprouts from home, and they don't even require any sort of dirt, just like a special little grow operation that I do in my kitchen, and then you can eat them, and it's so beautiful. And it happens from seedling to growth in about 7 days. So sprouts are a great way to start growing something at home. And then you can see that and like, oh wow, that growth and that change is within me. I love you. I'm grateful for you. Please share this practice and subscribe to Yoga Bliss with Shelly. Have a beautiful day. I love you.